Hello, Andre here with the series Road to 1000, where I explain how I got how I'm getting to 1000 elo on chess.com. So this is just another game I played. Let's see how it went. Um, I went, King's Pawn opening. It's a standard thing for me. It's like I like the Italian game. Basically, it's the only one that I know well, more or less. So now he pushes the pawn. I use the knight to attack the pawn. Standard thing. He uses the knight. Oh no, he attacked this pawn with his knight. So this is not the standard Italian. So then I wanted to go. Basically, yeah, I wanted to protect my pawn. Yeah, I went with the knight. So he develops his bishop, in which place I could capture the pawn on e5. I still have to learn how to put the arrows here to show the squares on the board, but anyway. So maybe I should have captured, I don't know. But I didn't, because I thought there would be some complications with his queen coming out and I don't know, something else. So yeah. So what I did instead, well, yeah, this is I never know what to do with my pawns, and I never know when I should push the pawn. Here my thinking was this square is protected both by the knight and queen, and he has only one. Well, basically he has only a pawn and a bishop. So basically, if he captures, he is I don't know. Like, I have more power here, so in which case, I think the thinking is, if you have more power about the square, then you should push the pawn. So I push the pawn. Yeah, that's how it goes. I think I'm pretty safe up till now. But with this exchange, I may get into trouble, which happened a lot of times. So he captured the pawn. Then I recaptured with knight. Right? Yeah, and here I was a little bit worried about his queen coming out and pinning my pawn to my king, which is a nasty thing always for me. But he attacked my knight for some reason. Maybe it's a good thing, I don't know, but I decided I should capture, because if I capture now, then I'm destroying his pawn structure. Basically, he needs to capture with either the b or the d pawn, and he will have double pawns on the c file. Right? Yeah, that's what happened. Which is, I believe this is a good thing for me. When his pawn are doubled, this is a little bit of advantage for me, right? Probably. So now what? Now, what did I play? Okay. Yeah, I have a tendency of overextending my pawns and pushing them too far. In this case, my thinking was that his knight doesn't have too many squares. Basically, yeah, I can chase away the knight. He only has what? Yeah, he either can go back to the 8th rank, which is once again advantage for me if I chase him away to the 8th rank, to the beginning position, or all other squares are protected, I believe. Yeah, I mean, he can go e5, which, well, I would assume e5 is probably the strongest move. I didn't know what to do if he goes to e5. Sometimes I just want to push the pawn and chase away. Yeah, I mean, the good thing about this thing is that I'm winning the tempo, kind of. So he's not doing the move he was planning to do, but he has to make the move to react to the threat that I have created. Oh yeah, right, and if he moves to e5, then I capture with the knight, and then he captures with the pawn, recaptures, and then I recapture with the queen, and I am threatening to take his rook and the bishop. Like, let's see, I guess this is what happened in the game. Yeah, so he went d5, moved to safety, kind of. However, if I capture with my knight and he recaptures, then I capture with the queen, and the queen creates a lot of nasty threats. So right now, immediately, I'm threatening to capture the rook and also the bishop, the black bishop. I don't know how to defend here. There's probably a way, but I don't know how. So yeah, he protected his bishop and kind of attacked my pawn. I just went ahead and captured his rook. I believe it makes sense to protect rook in this situation. Probably it makes sense to move your rook and to sacrifice your bishop because the rook is a stronger piece. Well, that's what he decided to do. Now he probably captured my oh yeah, and one other thing here is that because he's not castled and he's, well, me neither. I'm not castled either. So he's not castled. His king is in the center. So if he moves his queen, then I'm capturing the white bishop, right? So his queen is kind of pinned and the bishop is kind of pinned. So that's a good thing. Yeah, so he should have probably captured. Yeah, castling is also always a good idea, I believe. Now my thinking was that my queen is a little bit awkward there, but hopefully he cannot easily enclose it and like capture it, trap it. So I was thinking that I want to do castling because my king is still not castled. And I was thinking either moving the white or the black bishop. Yeah, and then the problem, yeah, I mean, I really wanted to castle, what do you call it, queen side, the big side. Because this way my rook would be looking directly at the queen. And the problem with that is that if I, for example, if I move my black bishop to somewhere like for example, protecting my pawn, f4, that would be. Then if he captures, then yeah, I could have done that probably. Yeah, I would recapture. Anyway, the d file would be open and I wouldn't be able to castle that way. So I put my bishop here and yeah, it was not the ideal thing. I wanted it to work out because this way when I do, let's scroll forward, when I do the castling, then my rook is blocked by my own bishop. But I mean, I was thinking a little bit on that move, and that's how I decided to do it. So yeah, now we're both castled, and I have an extra rook, which is a nice thing. And his pawn structure is pretty bad on that queen side. he has two isolated pawns, and my structure is okay. I have like two islands, two pawn islands. So yeah, I guess that's a good thing. So yeah, now I didn't have a really I had a cool idea. So I wanted to move out my white bishop and connect the rooks, and when I connect the rooks, well, basically that's what I did. Oh, he kept, yeah, that I didn't like that, of course. Well, I have an extra rook, so like this extra pawn doesn't mean anything. So yeah, my idea was I move out my white bishop, and now since my rook is protected by my other rook, and since my rook is looking directly at the queen, then I was thinking I can do some tricky move with my black bishop, move it away, and create and discovered attack on the queen. So he would have to move the queen, and with my bishop I could do some nasty things. Haha. So that's what, no. Wait, yeah, he went ahead. That's what I wanted to do, but he's just giving away his pawn, which could be like it's a passed pawn, so it's potentially a nasty problem for me. But he just moved it away in the center, and I decided I should capture it. I didn't see any tactics how to trap my queen. For example, with his rook, if he moves his rook, then well, I easily go somewhere. Basically, yeah, that's what he's done. Yeah, you cannot trap the queen like that, and my rooks are connected, so I guess I'm pretty safe, maybe. Right, so I went here, and my only thinking was to get away from the attack and to try and create my own attack. So I attacked the bishop, but then coincidentally, after looking into it, I realized I'm now creating a threat to create a check, capture the f7 pawn. So that was a really nice byproduct of my move. So now he has to protect both the knight and the f7 pawn. Probably he could move the queen and sacrifice the queen. That would do it. But he didn't do it. He just saved his bishop to somewhere. And then, yeah, and I just checked him here. Bah. Now he moved here. And now, and this is where I thought it would be very smart, once again, to perform this trick with moving my bishop and discovering an attack on the queen. That's what I've done. I couldn't see any nasty moves here from him. The only one would be to, a check from the bishop, I thought. And I would just safely move my king further away to b1 square. However, he found one clever way. Yeah, I didn't think about it. So basically he's protecting both the pawn, and he's also creating a check, and also he is probably that wasn't his intention, but he's also attacking the g2 pawn. So yeah, I didn't want to move away my bishops to block the check, so I just moved my king. So now I'm still in order, and I'm still having this I'm still, there is a checkmate threat. Yeah, I think what he did was a blunder. So he moved his rook over here. Oh yeah, right. And here, and by the way, I was also threatening to take the rook. So yeah, maybe it's a fine move that he did. So his rook is in trouble. The g7 pawn is under fire. Yeah, maybe he could protected his rook with his white bishop. And then, yeah, at this point I was thinking that, well, I seem to be close to winning, but it's annoying that he still is very strong. But he did this, and then first I was confused how to checkmate him, because the g7 pawn is now triple protected. So I was thinking maybe to move the rook to the 8th rank and sort of distract his rook from protecting the g7 pawn. Yeah, then I was thinking maybe to attack his queen with my bishop. Basically, all sorts of things were going through my head. But then after maybe, I don't know, literally 3 minutes, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 minutes of thinking, I realized there's a mate in one, which would be to just capture his rook. Yeah, this is checkmate. And with this win, my rating is now 950. And once again, my goal is to reach 1000 on Chess.com. I know it's very ambitious, but on the other hand, it's absolutely not ambitious at all. Anyway, that's my goal. Thanks for watching. Hope that was helpful. See you later.